Well, some sacrificed their lives, others sacrificed their limbs. Some left knowing they wouldn't come back the same, if at all. Memorial Day is a time that Americans think about the sacrifices made by those fighting for our country. Tonight, Star City's Nina Schlossberg shares the first of 3 stories about local veterans who risked it all during their service. She visited Lafayette's American Legion Post 11, where 2 local veterans told their stories of why they received Purple Hearts.
One of the veterans showed me the bullet that went through his foot back in 1967. The other veteran was never able to walk again after his time in Vietnam, but both of them say they're proud of their Purple Hearts and have no regrets about the time they spent in the military.
Well, I absolutely do it again, and I would do the same thing that I done.
I would do it all over again.
Jim Logsdon lost his leg 6 months into his tour after stepping on a command detonator in Vietnam.
There was a guy holding a clicker that let it go.
After 9 months in a hospital, followed by intense physical therapy sessions, Logsdon says he was able to live his life again, even though he knew it would never again be the same.
Being on this side of the grass is better than the other side.
Logsdon says he's grateful he got to meet his daughter, who was born just 2 weeks to the day after he was wounded. He decided, despite his amputations, to live a life full of experiences.
I've been around the world a couple times and traveled and seen things and done things that I normally probably, if I hadn't got hurt, I've never done.
Now, Logsdon meets all kinds of people while traveling in a handicap-accessible truck donated to him last year by the Wounded Warriors Family Support Group and Microsoft. He allows anyone who wants to sign it and write a message for him. This one is his favorite.
A little boy that can't spell, and he put, the best people are the very nicest people.
Logsdon and fellow Vietnam veteran Daniel Cordy, who received 2 Purple Hearts, both feel some people should understand more about what soldiers did in Vietnam.
It wasn't just fighting. Down south, I did more to protect our doctors while they went into villages than I did actual, where we set up night ambushes and patrols.
Guys over there were fighting for their country just like we were for America, you know, and I'm proud of what I did. I thought we'd done a lot of good. We helped an awful lot of.
Cordy received his first Purple Heart after an enemy blew up an ammo dump he was nearby.
Blew both of my eardrums out. I had perforated eardrums on both sides.
Cordy says his hearing returned during the hospital stay in Okinawa, Japan. He then was returned to Vietnam, and 6 months later, he was shot in the foot while retrieving wounded soldiers in a landing zone. He still has the bullet he was shot with.
Hit inside what it damaged. That all has to be traced until you find that, where you see where it went out.
Cordy says he's grateful to be alive after everything that happened. But he's sad he can't say the same for those who made the ultimate sacrifice.
For those that didn't get to come home alive, I remember some of the things that they told me, and I think, gee, they never got to do that. It never happened.
That thought sometimes reminds him that soldiers on both sides are human.
Troopers, civilians, and even occasionally an enemy after they got wounded and disarmed, why, they're just another human being like anybody else. And we hauled some of them into the field hospital.
Tomorrow, I'll have the story of Medal of Honor recipient Samuel L. Davis and how he's the real-life Forrest Gump. And also have more information on how Logsdon, who we saw today, is also the real-life Lieutenant Dan. Reporting in Lafayette, Nina Schlossberg, Star City News.